Literally.
Oh, it's magic. You know.
Stop. You want to just get into this?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Welcome, residents, to the Dr. DC podcast. My name is Colin, and next to me is the doctor himself.
Hello.
And as always, we're joined by our producer, Richard.
What?
Each week, we talk about the weird and wonderful world of DC while fielding questions from listeners like you. While this issue, we pretend to go to Comic-Con.
Because we can't go to the real thing.
Because we po.
We so po.
We're poor and far away and not important enough.
And also, you guys
All those
didn't buy,
things.
you didn't buy enough of the t-shirts.
Yeah, that's true. This is your fault.
If only you had bought more.
Didn't you see me as Aquaman on the t-shirt? That should have sold 1,000 copies.
No, that version of you is not on a t-shirt.
What the fuck did you guys
Yeah, well, I mean, technically.
It's just on a towel, though.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, underneath.
I had this discussion with somebody the other day. I was like, never in my life did I think my face, even as a cartoon, would end up on a towel.
That's true. Now people can sit on your face. For real.
But different.
From what I understand about Colin,
That wouldn't be the first time.
we can't use this episode.
Firebomb into the head.
Yeah,
Edit
this
point.
is our San Diego Comic-Con special. We did it last year when we were also too poor and too far away to go. Yep, Mike's work. And yeah, we're doing it again this year.
And it's hot as fucking San Diego in here right
It's
now.
crazy.
It is almost like
plus
we're there.
30 degrees Celsius
And-
for our American
and
friends. You do the fucking conversion.
And
Yeah.
I'm dressed as Harley Quinn, so it's almost like we're there.
Josh,
Oh
we
my
need,
God.
we need your help. What's the conversion on this?
Just picturing you in the Harley Quinn
Stop
outfit.
it.
Hey, Mr. E. No, it doesn't work as well.
Nope, doesn't have the same.
You can just call me Mr. D.
Anyways, in news, the DC Extended Universe labeled Worlds of DC.
We finally got a name for this, for the DCEU, a better name.
So is that like an official?
Yeah,
like,
that's
what
they
the
released
films
it.
are?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, because we had talked several, maybe even months ago, that thing had come out that the term DC Extended Universe was never like formally being used at Warner Brothers to describe. It was sort of like a colloquial thing. That
Well, it was a
just caught
journalism
on.
that started.
Yeah.
A journalist that started.
It wasn't like an official name.
Frickin' journalists.
Yeah, it wasn't an
Probably
official
that
name
Clark
for
guy
the
talking
connected
about-
universe. Yeah.
Stupid.
talking about
Stupid
comics. and
Clark.
Idiots.
Do you know what though? Worlds of DC makes sense
Clark. Ugh.
because I mean it makes sense because there are going to be multiple worlds because they're going to start making these movies that aren't connected to all the other ones. So yeah, I mean that just is what it is. Doesn't really change like the films or anything like that. But yeah, cool.
It's cool. It has a name now. We can say now. We can at least
Yeah, now that we're all super accustomed to calling it the DCEU, it has.
yeah.
Thanks.
And then moving on. Massive DC event announced for 2019 by Scott Snyder.
You know what's really funny? I was talking to Stump Junkman yesterday, and he was saying that anytime he sees like Scott Snyder written anywhere, you can't not say it that way.
That's I think that's your
Well, and probably Morrison,
It's my gift
too.
to you. Yeah. Well, no, that's exactly.
I loved that zombie t-shirt, by the way. That's so good.
I know. I once I get more money, I'm gonna have to buy all of these because they're fucking rad.
I was thinking the other day, I was like, shit, that's the one shirt I would wear that has my face
Right?
on it.
Oh,
So yeah, this thing doesn't have this thing that's damn it.
you know, as I was eloquently once saying, Scott Snyder.
So yeah, this major event, I don't think it has a name yet or anything, but basically like he pitched it as like all the stuff that he's been introducing, and it's been some like big stuff that's sort of shaken up the status quo is going to be coming back. So that includes the stuff from like the World Forge from Dark Knight's Metal. It'll include the Omega Titans from No Justice.
Yeah.
Probably these like other forces that we're exploring in Justice League right now, like the Still Force or like the Unseen Spectrum, and stuff like that. I think they're all going to come back in whatever this big event is. I mean, when they announced Dark Knight's Metal, they said, you know, they always say things like, it'll change everything. And you go like, yeah, okay, sure it will.
Like
and then,
it sucks.
But I mean, like, that's just like what you say in comic books. Like, everything is different after this. And you go like,
You'll
sure,
never
sure.
see this coming.
But then it actually was like that. Like, it completely like changed shit. And you're like, holy shit. Like, I was actually almost not going to pick it up. Like, get it? And then I'm glad I did because so much stuff happened. So if he has to up the ante from like Metal and the stuff he's doing in Justice League, it's going to be probably this huge kind of cosmic insanity. I don't really know what to expect from it, but
I don't know. Either way, my dog's excited.
yeah, I could hear.
Those dogs are barking. Vertigo brings major Sandman announcement.
I'm so stoked to finally hear about Sandman again.
So,
It's just Sandman.
well,
Bring me some comics.
what?
That's okay.
Like Mr. Sandman.
Yeah,
Bring me a dream.
Yeah, but why the Cox?
I said comics.
Oh,
Wow. What do you expect from me?
edit point.
All the dicks.
I honest to God thought you said Cox.
What kind of person do you think I am?
Richard, take this one. What's the announcement?
Oh my god.
All the cocks.
Well, we know that
We're getting a new title. That's the most important
We know
thing.
that stuff is coming from the Sandman universe. There's a book about I forget his name, but the librarian, the Dream Librarian. There's one called, I think it's called Sandman Universe, but there's basically an imprint that Neil Gaiman is running.
So this one's from Nalo Hopkinson.
Okay.
Who's bringing her title as House of Whispers.
Nice.
So that's the new Sandman one, which is really exciting. Apparently, she says LaToya is in a coma. Her girlfriend enlists the help of LaToya's two younger sisters. Using the Book of Whispers, they mistakenly steal the lessons of Urzuli, deity of voodoo mythology.
Nice.
The psychic blowback of the spell causes her house to crash into the dreaming. Beside the house of secrets and mystery and their custodians, Cain and Abel.
Yeah.
In the real world, the awakened young woman suffers a mystical form of Cotard's delusion. She believes she is already dead, and she's transmitting her beliefs to others, causing them to become guardians of the gap that was appeared in the dreaming.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds exciting.
So that's how it's connected to Sandman, is that the house ends up in the dreaming, like the dream realm. Those other houses are like things in DC. Like for a while they had these anthology books that were called like House of Mystery or House of Secrets. Swamp Thing debuted in an issue of House of Secrets. It was just the name of a book. But then like in the continuity, the houses themselves became things. The House of Mystery was the home of the Justice League Dark. It sort of operates in and out of dimensions. It kind of has a consciousness of its own and does its own thing. We're introducing a new house, the House of Whispers. The thing I'm pumped about is the voodoo mythology. Like one of my favorite comic books that isn't a DC one is Shadow Man from Valiant Comics, and that's all about like voodoo and stuff like that. I'm really like fascinated by that. So yeah, no, that's a real cool sounding book.
It's cool. I can't wait till we could do a Vertigo episode.
Oh my god, so much stuff.
Yeah. We got to get Kyle to do it.
Yeah, well, Kyle wanted to come back and do that.
Yeah, just super easy to come back up.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, we can do things over. It's crazy because this goes on the internet, and the internet has so many different possibilities for communication.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Tell me about this internet you're talking about.
Well, and
maybe when you're older.
the best part of
Anyways, Warner Bros. Confirms no plans to release Snyder cut of Justice League.
I think that's about all we have to say about that one.
And Scott
hold
Snyder,
on.
no.
Hold on.
What?
Does it not bug you at all? Like, were you not interested in seeing that cut?
No, of course it bugs me, but it also doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I would love to see what the original idea, what the original sort of plan for that movie was.
Just call him up.
It was never
going
going
to.
There's no, like, if it's that unfinished, there's no financial gain, right? Like, because even if they sold a bunch of DVDs, like, you still have to finish all the VFX and stuff on it. Like, it was never going to happen.
Could maybe in like 25 years.
Well, this is the thing I'm holding out hope for. We got a Donner cut of Superman 2 like 20 years after the movie came out. So maybe, when I'm old and I feel like life's passed me by, then we'll get an announcement. I get a Snyder cut.
You have to wait till you're older for that.
And then I watch the Snyder cut, and then I just kind of drift away like Richard Garner at the end of the novel.
Rosebud.
Let's just move on slowly. And sadly.
James Garner. Who the hell's Richard Garner?
You're probably looking at Richard.
Here's looking at you, Richard.
Garner.
Richard Garner.
Oh, Dick Garner.
You garner nothing from that, Richard.
Yeah, James Garner is what I meant. Well, that joke landed.
Yep. And Scott Snyder announces the Batman Who Laughs miniseries.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Batman Who Laughs was the leader of the evil Dark Multiverse Batman.
Speaking of landing jokes.
In Dark Knight's Metal. So the Batman Who Laughs is a version of Batman who kills the Joker and then is exposed to this like virus that makes him become the Joker. So he has all of the intelligence and training and strategy of Batman, but the chaos and like the morality of the Joker. So he at the end of Dark Knight's Metal, he was fighting both Batman and the Joker.
I like what this sounds like.
And he kind of gets trapped in a cave-in, but you don't see him die. So you know he's out there. And then he did show up in a different book, maybe in The Immortal Men or something like that. So he's still out there. So this miniseries is it's 6 issues, and I think he's coming back to Gotham. And apparently he's bringing another like Dark Multiverse Batman with him. That, if the image is any tease, kind of looks like Batman meets the Punisher. It's Batman with a ton of guns. So, yeah.
You know what? For the year of Superman, this feels like the year of the Joker.
There's a lot of Joker stuff.
Well, I mean, as of the next news piece that we're talking about.
Which would be 3 Jokers officially coming to DC Black Label.
This one I'm very excited about.
Why should we be excited about this?
Do
Doc?
tell, Doc.
So, first of all, if we haven't talked about it before...
I didn't say cock again, by the way.
Yeah, I said Doc.
Yeah, just in case you wondered.
Oh, I just assume.
When we're talking about you, it's got to be about cack.
So DC Black Label is a bit of an imprint where it's comics for like more mature readers, yeah. Little darker, stuff like that. And most of them will be kind of Elseworldsy stories.
Which I'm into.
Except for 3 Jokers, which is following up on a revelation that is as far back as... it's 2 Justice League series ago, in Justice League number 40, when it was revealed that there is not one Joker, there are 3. Batman sits on the Mobius chair and asks who the Joker is, and the Mobius chair says there are 3. And he goes, that's not possible. And then we haven't really followed up on that thread. So this Black Label book, it'll be a 3-issue prestige format series. Presumably each issue deals with a Joker. But yeah, we're finally going to explore, like, what does that mean? Like, how are there 3 Jokers? Do they hand the mantle off? Do they all exist at the same time? Like, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna learn what that revelation is. We're finally getting the payoff to something that came out like more than 2 years ago in comics.
Well, now that explains all the different animated versions of him that we've had.
Well, there's only 3.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And let's get into some Jeff Johns news.
Oh, Martian Manhunter himself.
Yeah.
He's revealing details about his new imprint, Killing Zone.
Killing Zone. Highway to the Killing Zone.
I actually missed this news completely. I know some Jeff Johns news. I missed this entirely.
Really? You didn't hear anything about his new imprint, Killing Zone.
Killing Zone.
Killing Zone.
Killing Zone.
Killing Zone.
Killing in the zone.
Someone getting killed.
So apparently Dan was it Didio? Mm-hmm. Teased another project during the
stroke.
So this was during the Jeff Johns panel,
right?
And he teased the Killing Zone banner. According to Dio, this new imprint started by Johns will be a bunch of different books that form one big tapestry. It's a bunch of different stories that take place from the 1940s to the 2040s, so over a century, basically. It features a bunch of characters who haven't been at the forefront of the DC universe in decades, and some new ones as well. So I don't know why it's called the Killing Zone, But apparently it's going to be like early-ish next year, like around May.
Do we know whether or not it's like in continuity, or is it its own kind of self-contained thing?
It seems like it's its own self-contained thing.
Right.
Apparently, one of the things that I like that John said was he wants the worst characters that no one pitched.
Right.
He said he can't give specifics, but it's a very important, very big story over a century. A year-long book effort with multiple stories that all tie into one project.
It's going to be called the Are You Serious Squad.
Well, and then apparently he elaborated that Killing Zone will also have a TV and film component from his company Mad Ghost, presuming to be part of the DC Universe digital streaming service.
God. I mean, we knew that he was going to be working on some stuff when he stepped down from that like chief creative officer and like president position, and he went back to like a writer producer,
which is where he belongs. Like, look, like he can finally do all the stuff that he'd been thinking of. I mean, that makes me really excited.
Well, there's other stuff we'll be talking about coming from him too. I mean, that's a pretty loose like pitch. Like they're clearly playing things pretty close to
the idea that
maybe
it's characters
not fully fleshed out yet.
I like the concept, at least, that it's characters that don't normally get a spotlight.
What I will say is that's Jeff Johns' like specialty, is taking like either silly or kind of forgotten concepts from earlier eras of comics, and giving them some new life, making them important again. That's what he did with like Black Hand in like Blackest Night, and through his Green Lantern run. It's what he did with like Professor Zoom, like the Reverse Flash during his like Flash Rebirth run and things like that. Like he's good at taking things and giving them some new life, breathing like a new perspective into them. So yeah, I'm up for it.
Is there any character specifically that you'd be like, oh, I would love to see Jeff Johns do it, and it's somebody who wasn't like a particularly big character?
It's tough to know how obscure he's going, right?
Like, are we talking like Ambush Bug? Like,
but I'll say my perennial favorite that I just love all the time is Bwana Beast.
Is that like a not well known character or like a lesser used character?
Definitely lesser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I've talked about him a lot, so maybe disproportionately it seems like he's
maybe it's just
someone to watch. But yeah, I would say Bwana Beast. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And in more Joker news, Batman and Joker to team up in upcoming series.
Say what?
Yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, there was already a Batman and Joker team up series a few years ago called Batman Europa, which was kind of neat. It's basically they were forced to team up through Europe, like on a bit of an adventure.
Europa? I barely know her.
Batman and Joker do Europe. What a wacky summer.
Whose grandparent is this? It's Europa.
That's welcome. Yeah. Thank you. I felt real dumb for like 2 seconds there. I'm like, what? And then I was like, Opa.
Are we going to talk about that, or is that dead in the water?
Well, I know. I mean, there's.
Hey, I'm the one who threw the plate in the ground. It's my Opa, not your Opa.
Jesus, how dare you take my Opa? I will say this. I'm sure the creative team is going to do some interesting stuff. I don't like Batman and Joker team ups.
No?
There's lots of villains.
It's an Opa enclosed case.
There's lots of villains you can team Batman up with. And like, even at the end of Dark Knight's Metal, Batman and the Joker team up against the Batman Who Laughs. And that I kind of bought. But even that I was like, really? Like, I just don't believe it. Most of the time. I don't believe that the motivation's ever strong enough for the Joker to go along with anything. It requires the Joker follow some sort of plan.
Yeah.
And it bugs me. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm sure they've got a cool story in mind, but the concept is something that just never sat right with me. Batman Europa, again, cool book. Just I don't buy the central concept though, right?
Cool book, bro.
So
I don't know. I had never read the previous one, but
I'm not convinced that I'll pick it up, but I am curious to hear more about it.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I would like to see a series where Superman and the Joker team up.
Okay. Do you have like a elevator pitch why you think they would team up?
The Joker would have Superman kind of unwittingly going along with some plot.
Okay.
And Superman being the kind of guy apparently who's all like, yeah, I'd love to help out with that. That sounds like
you think he'd like
cause.
Give him the benefit of the doubt. The Joker would be like, no, I'm a changed man.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I mean that to me though, I mean that's still pretty far fetched. But
He's like, there's a bunch of children. They're stuck in a bank vault. You gotta help me. It'd be like an ongoing miniseries where it's like 5-minute shorts kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, so he's just tricking Superman into
constantly.
making his crimes easier.
And then he like locks Superman in the places where he has to get stuff out of.
That feels like it would fit like the 60s
so good,
like aesthetic pretty well. Yeah. But even that, I think I buy more easily than Batman and Joker.
And it would be funny. It'd be like a buddy cop show, but without the cops. Well, their cops would be there, but
yeah, chasing.
Yeah.
Right. Because now Superman is aiding and abetting.
It'd be like the end of Scooby-Doo, except for the Joker was
the ghost the whole time.
No, he would be like
Right.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh,
he'd get
the
away
Joker
with it.
is the Scooby-Doo?
Well, because he'd get away with it.
So Superman is Shaggy?
Yeah.
So who's the bad guy?
So Batman is Scrappy-Doo?
But who's the bad guy in this scenario?
Old Man McGregor. He
Yeah,
wanted
the
to burn
whole
down the
time.
amusement park for the insurance money.
And I would have gotten away if it wasn't you and your damn butler. I don't know.
You and your goddamn Superman.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, hey, we know that no one listens, so that's fine. First Gotham Season 5 key art debuts at Comic-Con.
Yeah, look.
Oh, neat. That's great.
Kind of looks a lot like
So this is Gotham season 5. Well, this is like
Dark Knight Rises.
Well, but it's like No Man's Land, right? Like Gotham City's been cut off, I
Yeah.
think, from the.
But it's just like, I mean, it's been done.
The rest of the world is like, no. You be your own problem now.
Yeah.
I have to imagine that maybe Gotham will hew slightly closer to like No Man's Land, but
Yeah.
Now this is not related specifically to season 5 because you and I we don't watch the show anymore. But Colin, you started watching season 1.
Oh, yeah. In other news.
How far into
I'm
it
into
are you?
season 2 right now.
Oh, snap.
So what did you think of season 1? If you had to just like kind of
Very quickly, because we'll go into it further in another episode.
Yeah, we'll do another episode. Great job on not overdouching it up with Batman stuff. Incredible job of like really going dark. Like, and like really focusing on the thing that really tripped me out is the fact that they made Gordon seem more like Two-Face than Two-Face.
Because he's got a dark side.
Big time dark side, yeah.
Yeah. Jim's got a past. Yeah. But you liked it though.
Yeah.
Like in
and his
general.
girlfriend going all like rogue. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I wish that I could be Colin because he has so little
Trust
knowledge.
me, it's great.
Yeah, he has so little knowledge of like all of the Batman lore.
He can just appreciate what they're doing on the show. And
Yeah, and he has like a tangential, like sort of like I know who Batman is and I know who like the villains are, but not like any of the like minutia of
they made
Barbara Gordon things like that.
The thing they're doing with Penguin is fucking amazing.
He is,
Penguin
that's
is one of the best parts of
Like
that whole
just
show.
like he just like slowly slithers in, and you're just like, oh shit.
He's wonderful.
Well,
That
we'll
actor
definitely
does a great
explore
job.
that more in another episode. But I'm glad to hear that you enjoy it. We'll see if you keep enjoying it as you watch through like season 2.
Because season 2 is the thing that kicks people out usually.
Because if you make it through that and you still like the show, you might be our window into season 5.
It's true. It's true.
We'll have to depend on you for Gotham News.
I don't know. And then like this guy like fucking did something, but like whatever. Like nobody really cares.
I don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah, whatever.
He's wearing like a luchador mask.
And then
Who gives
like,
a shit?
and then like this guy comes over and says something really fucking cool, and I'm like, I'd fucking say that too. Yeah.
I don't know. There's some guy with a burlap
I love
sagging.
that I sound like a beachy version of Matthew McConaughey, but
Yeah.
also grew up in New York.
Yeah, Colin.
Now here's the thing with Gotham. They're doing their own thing, you know. You want to respect your comic book resources, but you also just want to hew your own path.
And then like Joker shows up, and I'm like, all right.
I mean, ultimately, every story's already been told. Why not find a new, fresh way to interpret things?
That's basically 100% how I sound.
And then I'm like, oh, I've got AIDS. Oh no,
What?
because of the movie he did where he got.
Jesus, Dallas Buyers Club? That's
Why
the
did you point at
McConaughey?
me when you said the movie he did? I didn't do that fucking
Because you
movie.
kind of look like Jared Leto.
Yeah.
It's fair, I'll take
Oh my god, he's both. Yeah, he's totally both. All right, next.
Next! Green Lantern Corps to be a complete reimagining, according to Jeff Johns.
A reimagining.
Reimagining.
A reimagining.
Reimagining.
I'm excited and afraid of this statement.
Fuck you both.
So basically, this is talking about the movie Green Lantern Corps, which is still, I think, technically slotted for a 2020 release. They have
Another thing I was talking to Stump Chunkerman about because he was just like, is it really happening? And I'm like, apparently.
But
I like how he's
2020.
asking you, like, you've got the inside track.
Hey, I've got my ear to the ground. I know what's going on.
You're not just reading the same article Stump is reading.
I'm one of the movers and shakers. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah, I mean, like this movie, they haven't moved its release date since DC like announced that big slate of films like years ago when they thought that like the world was their oyster.
It was a better time.
But they haven't moved it, and we have also very little information about it. But what I will say is the Shazam film that crept up on us. Like they announced it, they did the casting, and they started filming like
so it's possible.
Soon. So if they. You know, we at least know this film's going to happen. So presumably they're doing that kind of work on it, right? So, yeah, I mean, Jeff Johns said it's going to be a complete reimagining, which means, it won't be. He's going to draw on the stuff that he created.
But if it's something similar to what like Earth 1 was, which is like, that's kind of a reimagining.
It won't be though.
But if it's like if it's within that sort of like wheelhouse of reimagining. So it doesn't have to be that exactly, but what I mean is like, loosely reimagined.
What I was going to say is I don't think it's a reimagining really at all.
How many times are you guys going to say reimagining?
It's just
today?
that's the phrase you have to use to make people trust.
What, reimagining?
It's the phrase you have to use to make people trust that you're not just doing the 2011 Green Lantern movie again.
That you're reimagining it.
Yeah. Get fucked. But we do know that the movie is meant to star both Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Hopefully it's not like an origin movie. They're both just out there as space cops. Yeah, I mean...
oh my god, a buddy space cop film? Come on!
But it'd be weird for Jon Stewart and, like to have them both. Like,
it'd be like Ride Along, but in space.
Wait, why?
Because are they characters that generally work together?
Yeah, they're both part of the Corps. Both have been leaders of the Corps at different times.
I thought they were both... Aren't they both representatives of Earth, though?
Yep. Earth has like 6 Green Lanterns,
at the same time? I thought you could only ever have one at a time.
A lot of things have changed.
Well, fuck me then, I guess. I don't know.
That's what I said.
Stop touching me. I told you no.
No. Edit point. Shirts available at our merch store.
See?
Great plug.
I've tainted that shirt now, though.
What's funny, though, is that you say, why? What did you do to it?
Well, no, I just mean like...
over it.
Let's just move on.
Subscribe to DC Universe streaming services monthly for $7.99.
$7.99.
Why are we doing advertisements for these guys?
Annual is only like $74.99. But here's the bummer. It's not available in fucking Canada.
Seriously?
Yeah, I tried to sign up.
I didn't think it was already released.
Well, you could order.
Did you look into it? Will it?
Yeah, and it's not available in Canada.
And it won't be?
I assume it will at some point, but I just don't know. Like, if you're making something in the States, and you know Canadians watch your shows, you know Canadians are reading your comics, just make it available in Canada. We're not Spain. Like, we're not like in a different time zone.
What's wrong with Spain?
They're different from us.
Whoa! I know what I'm cutting out, posting everywhere, screaming, shouting.
That's the cold open.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean? Like, how hard is it to make it available in Canada?
I don't know what you mean. What's wrong with Spain?
You don't have to translate anything. Like, it's not like you're dealing with some sort
what
of
I'm assuming is something
European internet law or something.
I think that there might be like content publishing rule, like laws that are slightly different, because it's the reason why like Netflix is slightly different as well, right? Like, I think that for like already pre-existing properties, it makes it an issue. For stuff that they've already developed, for newly developed stuff, that might be different. But the reality is like the ownership of a lot of this stuff goes between multiple companies. And I think it's just more work and they just want to get it up. It's not the first time I've said that speech, you could tell.
It's just more work though. Yeah, so I mean, I am excited. It's going to have the new shows, stuff like Titans and Swamp Thing and Doom Patrol and stuff like that. It's going to have a bunch of like classic DC movies, like the Richard Donner Superman movie. It's going to have like the Wonder Woman TV series, the old Batman show. It'll have like the cartoons and stuff. It'll have comics available.
So,
on like at that price, on a rotating schedule, like free comics.
At that price, it's willing. It's worth it to you.
Oh, totally worth it.
Really,
all the stuff that's on there. Yeah, absolutely.
Or even it's just slightly a few dollars less a month than Netflix, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you're also getting all of those like comics. You get like access to like.
Oh, this is including all of the comics as well.
Not every comic, but they'll be on like a rotating thing. But like basically, it'll be DC's own sort of like digital comic thing there too. Like, but they'll just.
So you think you'll be able to watch it like on your TV screen? Like you'll be able to.
It'll be available for Chromecast and all that kind of stuff.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Like Apple TV and that. So. Yeah, totally. It's 100% worth it. It's just not available in fucking Canada. DC execs, hit me up.
We know you're listening. Why didn't you do this already?
I want to give you my money. Help me give you my money.
Do you not like money?
Help me help you.
Help me help you.
DC execs, just
Help me.
put it in Canada.
Help me
Do
help
it.
you.
It's Phil. This is Phil.
From
just,
beyond the grave.
just put it in Canada, please. I just want to read your comics.
Oh, so mad.
I want to read your comics.
This is really
I wanna
becoming
watch
like a
your TV
returning
shows.
character for you, isn't it?
Oh, I just want to watch your cartoons.
I just want to watch them.
Say watch or watch?
Thanks, Phil. You're welcome.
Oh, Phil, not here. Get out of here.
I'm
Dude,
sorry.
put it away.
I'm sorry. I'm such a fucking idiot.
So fucking stupid. So what happens with the Flash recently?
Yeah, what's
Oh,
next?
apparently an EP teases a
Ep.
younger version
Ep
of the
is an
Rogues.
ep. An ep?
Oh, yep, an ep.
The Flash ep
Ep
teases
that
a younger
episode?
version of the Rogues. Is this important?
Well, this is for the TV show.
Is
hence
it just
ep.
me, or did he just like transition out of that voice into his normal voice?
Yeah, I would hope he would at some point.
So the Flash. Yeah, so we know that next season the Flash is going to be dealing with time travel because at the end of the 4th season we were introduced to Barry and Iris's daughter from the future.
And we will watch the trailer for the
Yeah.
new one, but
Already did.
and without spoiling too much from that trailer, there are some shots that are like, oh, that's first season Flash. So we know that there's time travel involved. So yeah, seeing younger versions of the Rogues makes total sense. What I'm kind of hoping will happen is that anytime you use time travel, you get the opportunity to slightly like rewrite things. I would love to see the Rogues as a team. It's the one thing that the show never managed, is to put like Weather Wizard, Trickster, Captain Cold, Heat Wave, Mirror Master, Top, Captain Boomerang all on a team together.
oh, Captain Boomerang. I thought we already proved that he couldn't be on a team.
No, he can't be on a squad.
Yeah,
Captain Boomerang in the Arrowverse is weird. He's like not funny. He's
except
pretty
for just as a character.
He's pretty like plain. He's like very generic. He
I don't know what's worse.
I liked the Captain Boomerang from Suicide Squad. I like when he's like a gross dirtbag.
I guess, but God, ugh. I hate that movie.
Without like diverging too much, is there anything in that movie that you don't completely dislike?
Yeah, it's 2 words. Harley Quinn.
Viola Davis.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay.
4 words. Harley Quinn, Viola Davis.
Viola Davis as Harley.
Oh my God, I'm so hard.
Jesus. But yes, we'll get to more stuff with the next season of The Flash coming up. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some cool time travel shenanigans with those younger versions of the Rogues.
Shenanigans.
But until then, Rip Hunter won't return in Legends of Tomorrow season 4.
So is it? From what I'm guessing, is that he left in some way at the end of last season.
He's dead.
He did.
I say you, he did.
What for you say? I say he did.
I say you, he did.
Rip Hunter is dead.
Wow. So is it like for real dead though?
Well, I mean, if they say he's not coming back, they could always reserve the right. And again, it's a time travel show. It's easy to bring someone back.
And I
really want to.
Yeah, and I've seen in some interviews that he won't be coming back in this season.
It's
they
also the Arrowverse, which is notorious for bringing people back from the dead all the fucking
say.
time.
It's true. I mean, that's how the show started.
Well, but also like Arrow is the show that does that all the time. Arrow is like supposed to be the most realistic of all of them. If that's the show where people keep coming back from the dead, then like, yeah, the time travel show can figure it out.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But I think for the purpose of like the narrative and that, the show used to be centered around Rip, but he's really like a side character now. He was a side character through season 3. Even in season 2, he was barely in there. And when he was in there, he was like not himself because Reverse Flash was controlling him. So like maybe he'll show up, or maybe they run into a past version of him before he died or something like that. But like,
because he was a good character, he was kind of the only thing that I really liked about that show.
To me though, that character ran his course. There was nothing left for him to do.
One big thing.
He was spinning his wheels.
Booster Gold.
So you just wanted a season of him and his wife trying for a child, even though the show was based around the fact that his wife and child were murdered and he couldn't change that point in history.
I want him to at least run into Booster Gold and be like, what?
Well, that would necessitate them introducing Booster Gold, which would be awesome, but I don't think it's going to happen.
That's what I want.
Okay, DC execs.
You know you do what I tell you. Once more, I call upon you again.
You put all those candles in a pentagram. What are you doing?
What the fuck is going on?
That was a great job at impression.
I spent some
Yeah,
time in the
impression.
Speed Force, just 1 or 7 or 18 times.
That's what happens. I mean, you're now figuring out what Barry Allen has to constantly deal with. You come back and shit's different.
Yeah.
Constantly. Blade Runner 2049 composer Benjamin Wallfish will score Shazam movie.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. I don't know.
Very cool.
I don't see.
I thought it was going to be Blink 182.
Would score Shazam. All the small things. Shazam! True can.
Why are you playing air guitar?
Because, well, do you not do that when you're singing Blink 182?
No.
No, I just play it for real.
Some of us aren't talented enough. Some of us aren't talented enough to play Blink 182.
Wow, that's the saddest statement I've heard. Even Colin could play it.
That's true. Even Colin could play it.
But yes, this composer is joining the Shazam production. He'll be scoring the movie, which is very
Start
cool.
a tribute band, you and I.
Oh yeah, that's wouldn't be the first time I've done that.
We'll call it The Small Things.
Well, it makes sense for you.
I guess I can't be in the band.
Nope. Your beard's too big.
That's right.
Yeah, his beard.
Yeah, no, I mean, Blade Runner's got an amazing score. So, yeah, I'm excited to hear what he does with Shazam. I'm sort of hoping that...
Have you seen Blade Runner 2049?
Yes.
That soundtrack's unreal.
Yeah. That movie does so much right in the visuals and the soundtrack, the score.
Right in the visual.
Story
Even the performances, but yeah, the story's like,
meh.
did we need this?
No, yeah.
And the soundtrack is like, yes, we did.
Well, but this is the thing. There's so many other like talented artists involved in that it really like elevates what's otherwise kind of like an average movie. So if you have high hopes for the Shazam movie and expect it to be beyond average anyway, then having a great composer in there will help just make it that much better, like push it into that sort of next level.
Just Shazam the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Warner Bros. Has plans in place for Shazam sequels already.
I know. So we haven't watched the trailer yet,
Yeah,
so
we have.
don't talk about that. But
Wait, have you?
Have I watched the trailer?
are you kidding me? He was already tweeting about it.
Oh, I don't tweet, so.
I'm not like you kids. I don't tweet.
Oh shit, it's Adam Sandler. How you doing, man?
Ho, ho, ho.
I haven't seen you in anything good since what was
Ever.
it, Billy Madison.
Really? You don't like Adam Sandler movies?
No. Well, of course I don't like Adam Sandler movies. I'm a human who breathes.
Get out.
Did he say breeds?
Well, I mean, yeah.
Technically,
What are you trying to say, man? Come on.
I have a kid.
Yeah, we can be dads.
Yeah,
too,
I
or
breed.
whatever.
What up?
Wow.
What a horrible way to describe that.
Douchey Doc, you came back.
DJ Douchey Dad in the house.
So they already have like I don't know if it's fair to call them plans. They have sequel aspirations. They maybe have some like story points or things like laid out, but they're obviously going to wait and see how.
Is there any
this one
specific
goes.
like Shazam story you would love for them to go to next?
Ooh, I maybe not a specific story, but I would like to see them embrace a little bit more of the Golden Age stuff. We'll get to it when we talk about the trailer, but it's very like New 52 Shazam heavy.
Okay.
I would like to see some of like maybe the crazier, zanier stuff, like the Monster Society of Evil. Those are like Shazam / Captain Marvel bad guys that were like monsters. Mr. Mind is like a super intelligent.
Mr. Mind.
Yeah, we've done that joke before.
I know.
He's a super intelligent caterpillar with like a voice box.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
Sorry, I just was moving something around.
Is that what it sounds like when you move things?
I would be interested in something kind of crazy, like the Monster Society of Evil. I don't know that there's a specific story I would pick out, but
Yeah.
that would be neat, I think.
Cool.
Or to see Shazam have to interact with like another hero, or have to play mentor. Like if we explore like the Shazam family, he has the ability to
The
share.
Shazamily?
Yeah, if he has the ability to share his power. So it'd be neat to see Billy, who is a kid and is dealing with becoming an adult superhero with powers and that, to then have to assume the mentor role and also like show Freddy and Mary and Pedro and all of them how to use their powers. That'd be neat.
I'm into that.
Yeah.
Jason Momoa confirmed to reprise his role as Aquaman in Lego Movie 2. Was he in the first one?
Well, no, Aquaman's not in the first Lego movie.
Why not? Yeah, he was.
No, he
he's
wasn't.
Was he not?
not.
No.
Green Lantern and Superman are. It was Channing Tatum as Superman and Jonah Hill as
So
Green Lantern.
here's my problem. They're actually using Aquaman to play Aquaman. I kind of loved about
I don't like that.
Lego Man, like the Lego movies, like bringing in other people to play them, because I would love to see someone else's interpretation.
I just want him to go, my man!
Yeah, that's literally all he does. It's like in Rick and Morty where it's just like, it's like, my man, that's it. How you doing? My man.
This doesn't bother me.
No?
No.
I mean, I'm interested.
I don't think he's a main character. He's just going to show up and they'll be like, "Hey, Aquaman, how's it going?" And it'll be like him,
my man,
having a water cooler conversation with a dolphin or something. Like, you know what I mean?
I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
She said she was down for it.
Oh, why is the conversation dark? It's a fucking kids movie.
It's also a Lego movie.
Yeah, it's a kids movie.
Hey, man.
Jesus.
You got to find the humor in there somewhere for the parents.
But that bugs you? Who would you want to play Aquaman then? To voice Aquaman if you
Michael
don't like-
Cera.
But he was Robin. He was already Robin.
Okay, that's fair.
Who's the little asshole in Goon?
What, Shawn Michael Scott?
No, the other little asshole. Friend plays his best buddy.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Jay Baruchel?
Yeah.
You want Jay Baruchel?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's all.
I'm Aquaman. Okay.
I talked to fish.
I'm just saying it wouldn't be horrible.
Right.
Popular mechanics for kids. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just referencing his own material.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it for that one.
Jeff Johns brings Stargirl live action series to DC Universe.
What's a Stargirl?
So this is a big announcement. Stargirl is a character that Jeff Johns created that's inspired by his late sister. So Stargirl technically is the inheritor of two different superheroes like legacies. One is the Star-Spangled Kid, he was a kid superhero with an adult sidekick.
That's
Yeah. So
awesome.
So that's from the one side. And then Starman had this cosmic staff that allowed him to fly and shoot energy and stuff like that. And so Courtney Whitmore, the character of Stargirl, inherits both of those superhero legacies. So she has the cosmic staff and can fly and shoot energy and things like that. And then I think it's her stepdad, is the original adult sidekick of the Star-Spangled Kid. And then he builds like a robot suit and becomes Stripe. So it's Stargirl and Stripe. This is a big announcement. It's they had previously, going into San Diego Comic-Con, we knew a couple of live action shows were coming: Swamp Thing, Titans, Doom Patrol, and we knew there was an animated Harley Quinn show coming. But yeah, they sort of dropped this big announcement that Stargirl is getting her own show. Of course, it's from Jeff Johns. He created the character. The character means a lot to him because he made her personality a lot like his own sister, I think.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'm excited to see it. She's a great character because she's very young, optimistic, sort of full of heart. She's kind of finding her way as a superhero, but also has a certain degree of like popularity, like in the DC universe. She's like known, people like her. So instead of it being like, people don't know who she is, but she's not like a secret. You know, like there's that thing in Batman where people aren't even sure if he exists.
Yes.
That's not the case with Stargirl. Stargirl is a known hero. So yeah, I'm very excited to see that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Batman gets a new old look and Detective Comics team.
Yeah.
Why do you sound disappointed about that?
Oh, because
cool story, bro.
Well,
you didn't let me explain.
Oh, okay. Were you going to explain?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Because whenever somebody gets a new old look, it's kind of a shit show.
So you didn't like Superman getting the red trunks back?
Nope.
And not just because he's Superman?
Nope.
To be honest, I'm with Colin on this. The old look, I think it's like his costume that he was wearing around Batman Hush. It's still got like the black trunks on the outside.
Let's take some steps back in time, shall we? Hit the music, Johnny.
Wait, for what?
Well, he's gonna put music in that.
But why?
Because look back to like George Clooney's nipples. Let's look back to like the.
That's not the look. That's
not the look back.
What I'm saying is like,
that would be something.
If you start to look back at like old looks, it's just kind of like, take a chance, do something new. Like,
take a chance.
That last point is kind of where I agree with Colin. Like Greg Capullo had developed a new bat suit at the end of him and Scott Snyder's run on Batman. Scott Snyder beat to it. And I like this look. It's got a yellow outline on the bat. The cape is kind of purple, like the Golden Age Batman a little bit. I like the look of this outfit. The one they're going back to is a totally fine Batman costume. It's gray and black. It's got the black trunks. It's fine. But it's kind of plain. I liked that there was a little bit of color, a little bit of like, there's some dynamics to the new costume. So I don't know, it just feels kind of plain. It's not like a problem. I'm not going to not read books because of it or something like that. I'm sure someone out there is like, they're like, fuck you guys.
I'm done reading, period.
But I'm not like that. But it is a little disappointing. I like this new costume. So, yeah.
And Batman Hush is getting an animated movie.
Speaking of the devil.
Fucking about time.
Is the devil going to be there?
So Batman Hush is... have we ever talked about Hush with you, Colin? Do you know this villain?
I've heard you guys say it.
You might actually like this Batman villain. So his name is Tommy Elliott. He was like a childhood...
Spooky.
He was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne's. But he's kind of like deranged. Like he had his own parents killed and things like that. But he's like obsessed with Bruce Wayne. But basically, he grows up to be a surgeon. He like surgically makes himself look like Bruce Wayne, and he wears these bandages, and he's this villain called Hush. And basically, in Batman Hush, he goes after like everything in Batman's life.
Tries to become him.
Sounds like a pretty balanced individual.
Now, does he know Batman, like Bruce Wayne is Batman?
Yeah, if not right away, eventually, yes.
Okay.
He does. But at any rate,
because imagine he like finds out and he's just like showing up and suddenly figures out.
But this doesn't take like later stories into... Wait a minute. This doesn't take later stories into account, like Heart of Hush or things like that. I think it's just a film adaptation of Hush, which was sort of this big...
It's a great concept.
It's a great book, too, so I'm excited to see it. But that's part of DC's animated like films. They've been trying to make a concerted effort to do at least one like specific adaptation of a comic book story every year. So it's like Death and Reign of Superman. The Reign of the Superman's coming next year, too. And then Batman Hush. But they've done Gotham by Gaslight. They've done...
I've been liking what they've been doing so far.
They did Under the Red Hood. They've done lots of... comic book stories. They did The Dark Knight Returns. So.
I just if they're gonna do Hush, they need to have a scene where he does like the face off, like put your face.
You want it like yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. John Travolta voices one of them and Nick Cage voices the other.
Yeah. Oh my God, could you imagine how dope that would be?
That would be funny. They probably will just stay with what's his name, Jason O'Mara, the guy that's voicing Batman right now.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
that's a pretty big change. And a Batwoman TV series is coming to the CW.
I kind of figured this was going to happen because they had announced that Batwoman would be sort of a central figure in next season's like big crossover between the Arrowverse shows.
The B-dubs is coming to the C-dubs.
I think what we don't know is whether or not she's in the actual like on the Arrowverse Earth or if it's a parallel Earth. But we are introducing Gotham and we're introducing Kate Kane, Batwoman.
Because is Gotham part of...
You mean like the TV show?
Yeah. No, okay.
It's its own thing.
Okay.
I don't think she'll be tied to that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
If anything, she'll be in like the Arrow Flash universe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm interested in that. I just like...
I'm excited, but
I'm wondering how they... It's much like Supergirl. Like, I wonder how they're going to do Batwoman without
the nice
Batman.
Thing that the nice thing with Batwoman is that her basically whole story is without Batman. She doesn't Bruce Wayne doesn't make her Batwoman.
No. But I mean, you can't have Batwoman without Batman.
You kind of can though,
because like, where does she get the idea?
That's such a small like hang up though, right? Like everything else about her is totally separate from Bruce Wayne and his story as Batman. Like it's not like Supergirl.
I'd be curious to know how they set up that she becomes that.
I think you could still acknowledge that a Batman exists, but because their stories are so separate, you don't run into the problem Supergirl has, which is like continually talking about or like I really look up to Cal or like whatever the hell it is. Like, I think it will hopefully steer clear of some of those issues.
Yeah,
it's a fair concern to have though because it is the CW, but
and they love to be like, oh, you know what? Not enough people are watching. Batman's here.
But the character has a better foundation as like her own thing, so hopefully that does the trick.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Holy shit. Okay,
you just zoned out.
No, I was just thinking about Gotham and how Jim Gordon has this very like kind of voice thing sometimes when he gets like overexcited and mad about stuff.
Sure.
And you guys are saying that the whole like Batman dynamic comes in a little bit too quick in that.
Yeah.
flash forward to Christian Bale's Batman.
Oh,
That's where he gets it from.
Right.
That's awesome.
When I was a kid, that angry police detective, I was like, I could use that.
I learned this from watching you.
It wasn't just some angry police detective. It was like those guys have a pretty close relationship.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Fair.
Oh. Anyways,
Nice fanfic.
Lego DC Supervillains video game trailer officially released.
That's why.
Wait, we already watched this.
No, this is a new one.
Oh.
It's a new
Right,
trailer.
sorry, yeah.
San Diego Comic-Con one.
It's a new old look.
Here we go. That's a way better trailer than the first one.
Right?
Yeah.
I like the
I like that
idea.
the premise is basically the premise of the story Forever Evil, which is the crime syndicate from Earth 3, the evil versions of the Justice League from Earth 3 come over, they incapacitate the Justice League, and it's villains that have to save the day and save the world. But yeah, and you get to make your own villain and stuff like that. It looks like it's got a little bit more of an RPG component than past Lego games. I don't know how deep that goes, but
I love the idea that you can create your own character. That makes me super excited.
yeah.
The pickle was really
The guy in the pickle suit? Yeah.
Is that a pickle or a cacti?
I think it was a pickle. I think you can make Pickle Rick if you really wanted.
I like that you incidentally did the like
burp.
beer hiccup.
Yeah.
Talk
Well, you know.
Getting into character.
Yeah, that's right.
Krypton Season 2 trailer arrives at Comic-Con. I think my favorite one in there is the one where it says, "Holy crap!"
I really hate the whole like
Like the testimonial thing.
yeah. Ugh.
from Twitter.
Now,
The Twitter.
most of the shots in there are basically from the first season,
Yeah.
which ended with the cape turns to Zod's symbol. So history's been fucked up. So Superman is a Zod instead of an L.
Does this make you want to finish watching the show?
Totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I again just gets lost in the sort of cyclone of my days, but that talking point that you brought up, Lobo, the main man, intergalactic bounty hunter and biker, is going to be showing up in season 2.
This is exciting to you?
Yeah, Lobo's a great character. He's a ton of fun. He's a character that he was made as like a parody of where the 90s were going with comics. He was hyper violent. He couldn't like technically swear. So he would say things like bastitch. Like he has a very particular way of talking that's now become it's like his alien lexicon. But he's he's the main man. He was a character that showed up a few times in Superman the animated series.
Y'all done low blow on this guy?
You just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
So bad.
But yeah, so I think he's going to be a fun addition to the show. Not necessarily to make the show fun, but he's basically unkillable. He's super strong. He's got a crazy attitude, and he's kind of like larger than life. So you kind of expand like those alien worlds a little bit for season 2. He's the last Zarnian.
You guys want to jump into the next one?
Yeah.
Black Lightning. Season 2 is blowing up the Comic-Cons.
Am I the only one that finished season 1? Did you finish season 1?
No, I didn't finish it. So I'm hoping this will make me want to come back.
Sure.
Let's find out if it will.
So, rather than really being a season 2 trailer, that was like a 6-minute recap of season 1.
With some bits of season 2.
That's all season 1.
All of that?
Everything in there was season 1. I mean, part of it is like they barely started filming season 2. Of course, they don't have footage. Like, I don't blame them, but like that was a very, very long trailer and didn't give us any real hint.
And all it made me do is go like, oh yeah, I didn't like that. Didn't like that. I remember not liking that.
Was it all James Remar?
James Remar is a huge part of that, but luckily he wasn't part of this trailer very much. But like, it's the shitty costumes and the like overly trying to be serious with something that's not very serious looking.
Right. Colin, without having actually seen the show at all, and knowing that all of those clips were from season 1, any interest?
The trailer alone was putting me to sleep.
It was long. But
it's just so like the zigzaggy lightning shit on his outfit. Nope, lose it.
It's all, I have a lot of the same issues. Yeah,
like if you're gonna do a character like that, like you kind of have to go the Batman direction with it. Very like dark colors, not flashy, but like light reflection type stuff. So like when other lights are
like a crossing guard.
No, dude.
No, I mean like reflecty stuff,
like,
I guess. But
when like colored light reflects off of like leather or like you know, like your iPhone when it's turned off. That kind of a light reflection kind of thing would be much cooler than
I do find that
fucking
suit,
purple and yellow light up bullshit.
I do find that suit bulky.
It just seems like
it's not very ninja.
Like
Like,
some
Jefferson Pierce in the comics basically wears, you know, like spandex like every other superhero. And it's colorful, but it's just spandex. It's not like a big like mech suit like he's in that.
It seems like something like a tailor that James Marsden would make, I guess.
James Remar?
Yeah, James Remar, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know the idea is that the suit is meant to house all this like stuff to help him focus his electricity and that, but
like even his daughter's costume, and it's just like, ugh.
I actually didn't mind hers.
I just,
but
story
sorry,
wise.
but is the only gripe just the aesthetic? Was there anything in there that like
I just
it's Remar and aesthetic.
But
That's
are
the
you
only
just-
thing.
I just wasn't moved.
are you
None of that is
interested at all in
interesting to
the
me.
story of it? You know, like aside from how the suit looks.
Oh man, it's just
Okay.
boring. Like,
To be
so
honest,
he's
and I
got-
did say
like
say this.
that's like, and you know, take it with a grain of salt, but that's just Black Batman.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like, look at that. Like,
It's
you've
not.
got like
well, it's a guy with powers and doesn't have like a ton of money and
police
like
attachment. He's got a fucking suit that's kind of Like, it's just like it's a poor man's Batman. Is what it is.
It's not in the show, but what I did say after I watched it is it's 13 episodes long. It could easily have been 8. Like the show is slow. It stretches not a lot of story into 13 episodes.
Who airs that show?
It's technically the CW, but it was also airing on Netflix. So like each episode would come out.
That looks
and
like a
come out on
CW
Netflix.
kind of thing.
Yeah,
which sucks.
all right.
I'm excited for season 2, but like I didn't see any of it in there, so
No,
I have
exactly.
no idea what to expect.
Exactly.
Where am I on this long list of
Flash.
GD news? The Flash speeds into Comic-Con with season 5 trailer. Let's do that one.
Let's
Check
do
it
it.
out.
We're into the good
God
stuff
damn it!
now.
That last trailer was so long, I forgot where it was in the news.
Let's see if another show can get me back onto it.
All right.
Do you know what that means?
So, a couple of things in that trailer. Flash finally gets his costume ring.
You mean his Hercules ring?
Yeah, his costume lives in there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the thing that you were just talking about, do I know what that means? At the end of this trailer, there's this like heavy Darth Vader breathing, this guy in a hood, and he puts this like lightning bolt shaped piece of metal on the desk. Then there's some red lightning and it starts to glow.
It's Anti-Flash, right?
It's Reverse Flash.
Yeah, that one.
Well, I mean, I say that with too much confidence because the show does like to live on twists. But in the comics, the original Reverse Flash, Eobard Thawne, for a bit had this like staff with lightning bolts on either end of it. The red lightning, we know that's a Reverse Flash thing. I wouldn't be surprised if that was him.
I'm just kind of like, do we need another speedster? Like,
I don't think he's the big bad though. I had heard talk that it's a villain called the Cicada. That's the actual like villain of the season. So who knows? Reverse Flash working for
is
him
this a
or-
character you know?
Tangentially, it's a you know, you're 5 seasons in, you start digging a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got lots of shots of XS. So that's
Is that her actual name in the comics?
So this character is kind of a blend of some different characters in the comics. XS in the comics is, I think, actually Barry's granddaughter.
Okay.
So there's a blend of a couple of different things happening to make this character for the show. But yeah, I mean, she's. I'm interested to see what she's hiding, what she's messed up, what is her flashpoint that she's now got to get them to fix.
It's piqued my interest. I like the idea of her. She's well casted. I think that I could see that her being the daughter of the two of them. Like, it's very plausible.
Yeah.
Right.
Colin, thoughts? I know you don't like watch the show as it comes out, but thoughts on that trailer?
I don't know, kind of hokey.
Like hokey in what way?
The way that people will typically do a drama on like a teen, like a tween.
You just don't like CW.
That's-
so.
I'm really not feeling
That's
the
fair.
vibe on CW. Like
Yeah.
it's like
I wonder if you go
it's-
back and
it's
listen
your
to this
daughter.
episode last year.
Ugh.
He said the
It's all
exact
the
same
same
thing.
shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Just wait till we get to the Arrow trailer.
Oh, Supergirl's next, though.
Oh fuck, that's probably even
Yeah,
worse.
Supergirl soars into Comic-Con with season 4 trailer.
I'm right.
So some interesting things in there. We see like a Supergirl suit with a helmet that kind of looks like the Future's End Superman suit. But in that one, Superman wasn't actually in the suit. It was Shazam posing as Superman. That's why he wore the helmet. So I don't know if there's something else going on there that like someone else is posing as Supergirl for a bit. Yeah, I think Colin was right with his like what he was saying through the trailer. It's definitely
very Trump-esque.
Yeah, it's reflective of our world and sort of like views against immigration and things like that. We'll have to see like how well they treat that story, though. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain sensitivity I think required when you're like dealing with current events.
Yeah.
So you're not just capitalizing on them; you're like actually contributing to the conversation.
Does this make you want to watch Supergirl?
I don't. My interest is piqued. I kind of want to know like what has happened thus far because I'm not really caught up on that. But I don't know that I'm going to like watch it week to week. But I might,
it's an interesting concept.
It might be one of those things that I do like I kind of do with Arrow, where I just like watch clips or kind of get the gist or stuff like that.
It's the reason why I like X-Men. So that concept of the storyline.
It's the first trailer that didn't look like it was chock full of like, which boy do I like? Which is like a thing that I've hated about that show from the get-go.
Yeah.
So that I liked. Colin, thoughts?
It's a CW I don't like.
No, it's like this whole America First kind of vibe is now filtered into people's thing that they use to get away from real life. And now that's like, they come in and they ruin our city and they take our jobs.
Well, they're making fun of it, yeah.
Yes,
but you almost have the opposite complaint. Like my worry is that they won't treat it seriously enough. Your worry is that they're treating it at all. You'd rather them just avoid it so we have some sort of escapism?
Here's something that happened during the First World War and the Second World War and a little bit in Vietnam. When it came to people's entertainment, they ran away from the harsh realities that people were seeing in their everyday lives.
Sure.
So this is like people's whole thing with like, oh, there shouldn't be politics in sports, and it's like there shouldn't be politics in TV shows, and like the reality is that like this to me, like the fact that they're poking fun of it in a Supergirl, like any kind of like Superman, Supergirl, that like that's like people's idea of like the all-American, right?
Right.
So it's like to drive that point home that like there's these bad people from outside or like they're pushing.
Well, but isn't that the point? Like if Supergirl is meant to represent all American, maybe the point of this season is that she will triumph over those negative things.
But the things that she's fighting are essentially what Americans see as, the modern day immigrant. She's fighting against.
No. I think you've misinterpreted that trailer. She is an alien.
Oh, they're fighting her?
Well, and like the DEA, like the DEO, rather, the organization she works for, they like work with aliens. I think whoever is voicing that thing is saying like, we need to, like, we don't need their heroes. That's what he said, right? Like, she won't be on that side.
Oh, yeah. That came across the wrong way.
Then. Yeah, no. She's not enforcing the anti-immigration.
Okay.
that would be a weird direction.
I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, this is crazy.
No. That would be a weird direction.
Okay, well, then the narration on that, it was completely...
Now that you know that it's flipped around.
Then we're good.
We're okay.
Yeah, we're good.
I was like, why does he have such an issue with this? I was like, it seems like the type of thing he would want.
Yeah, it was like, no, Supergirl's gonna fight that. Like, no, it makes total sense.
Okay, why the narration came off a little odd.
Yeah, I get it now.
All right, let's go to the next one.
And the next one is, again, there's so long. DC Legends of Tomorrow Season 4 trailer is here.
Here we go.
Sorry if I don't sound super enthused. There's been a lot of trailers.
Oh, we're used to you.
Yeah, this is exactly what you did last year, too.
Oh, nice. I get to see that things change. Are you going to spin that around so we can watch it?
Yeah, I was just fucking setting it up, but it's fine. Whatever, you need it right now.
Yeah, come on, Jimmy Kimmel, let's do the thing. Holy shit. That TV show has a Josh Gill, too.
Oh, yeah, I kind of...
What, you mean the Atom, Brandon Ruth? Yeah.
What happened to Captain Cold?
Oh, he died at the end of the first season.
He died?
Yeah.
He did?
He sacrificed himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, didn't that kind of have a... God, what's that game? That show I'm thinking about. Supernatural kind of vibe to it?
No.
So this show is this show
it's like a spacey supernatural.
Well, I think that's kind of where it's going this season. So the show has
Dude, that one guy full on is wearing Castiel's jacket.
All right, I'll wait.
Yeah, a little. I mean, sure, because of that, but it's a little bright for supernatural.
Yeah, it's like a jokey supernatural with like a spacey twist.
Sure.
So what I was going to say that actually feeds into this, like kept cutting me the fuck off, is the show was like a time travel show. But then last season they sort of like introduced magic more, and as they said in that trailer, they kind of like broke open the magical realm.
Yeah.
So John Constantine had shown up a couple.
His
of
character
times.
seems fun.
He'd shown up a couple of times last season. He's going to be a series regular for this coming season, and yeah, like we're really going to be exploring more of like the magic in DC. I hope that means we see more magical characters and things like that. Yeah.
Nice.
And Arrow Season 7 trailer released at Comic-Con also. So does he escape from jail?
I like this is the most I've wanted to watch this show in a very long time.
Yeah.
More than last year, I'll tell you that.
It looks like we're getting the beginnings of that goatee, too. Yeah, so Oliver's in prison. Yeah, there have been no vigilantes.
Some sexy shower scenes.
In Star City for a while. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess technically sexy. Until he kicks that guy through the tile. Yeah, so at the end of last season, obviously, Oliver goes to prison. They dropped a hint about the longbow hunters, which we've talked about on the show. And Ricardo Diaz, like, they didn't beat the villain. So there's some continuation from last season.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's anything like The Flash, he won't be in prison for very long into the season, maybe like a few episodes. Although what I would love is like a bottle season or half season where he's like in the prison. We've seen some of the people he's put away in there, including Bronze Tiger. You, Colin, perked up when you saw Vinnie Jones. He played Brick.
I like the guy from Fringe.
Which
guy at the end with the gun.
That's Ricardo Diaz.
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah. There's I think lots to look forward to in that season of Arrow. I agree. I'm actually kind of interested. I maybe want to go back and see what happened last season.
Did you get a new phone case?
Well, I got a new phone. Yeah.
Well, I know you got I know shit. I know you got a new phone, but I didn't realize you had got that case.
I've had this for a couple weeks.
You know, we have a phone case, don't you?
I ordered the mug. Listen, what do you want from me?
All right. Well, you know what?
No. Here's the thing. You said you're interested. Do you think you'll like tune in for the the premiere? Do you think you'd actually watch?
I don't know how I could suddenly jump in at like season like whatever 5 or whatever.
They always do those like recap things at the top of the episode.
That's a lot to recap though. Like that's a lot to recap. They're going to recap the previous season. They're not going to be like since the beginning of Arrow.
I know, but like how much do you need?
Why do
there was a bad guy? He shot an arrow through his face.
There's a guy he calls himself Arrow.
He doesn't know if he should kill or not. Star City needs a hero. Oh, did they find out that it's Oliver? No, he hid. Oh no, they found out again. There, I just recapped the show.
Maybe if I can watch it, maybe I'll find a YouTube video that like recaps all of it, and then I will watch.
It's a highlight reel.
Yeah, I mean, they have lots of those, and they're always good. It's the closest I've come to wanting to.
Colin, would you watch at least for Vinnie Jones?
I would,
because you did perk up a lot.
I do like Vinnie Jones. That guy's a badass. I would firmly handshake that guy until he broke my hands.
Right. Okay.
Off my body.
Enough to make you tune in.
I would love to see a full season of a guy trying his best not to retaliate in that system and just be broken down to the point of like the very last episode he snaps shit and all of this stuff where like arrows are flying through people's fucking hands. That's the last episode of that season. That'd be amazing.
You do love the slow build.
Oh my god, there's nothing cooler.
Have you ever watched Oz?
No.
That might be your show.
Wow, that is a throwback.
Well, you know, he's talking about a prison show. Slow build, lots of tension, like being broken down by the system.
Yeah.
You might want to watch Oz. The thing I kind of hope gets like minorly adapted for this season is there was a failed Green Arrow movie from like a decade ago called Escape from Supermax, where the idea is that Green Arrow is stuck in a prison with a bunch of supervillains and has to fight his way out.
That's pretty cool.
I kind of hope there's... I know they're not going to do the full thing, obviously, but I hope there's like a little bit of that in this.
I I'm into that.
So yeah, I'm kind of excited for that.
Cool. I'm interested.
Me too. Young Justice Outsiders trailer officially released.
This is the season 3 that we've been waiting like 6 or 7 years for
Really?
this amazing show, because it got canceled after 2 seasons. We were left with a cliffhanger, Vandal Savage and Darkseid like shaking hands like they had this big plan, and then we just didn't know what happened. And
Yeah.
it's coming back, and it's coming to that DC Universe streaming service. So
Well,
let's
let's
watch. So the first half of that was like the end of season 2, basically, which ended with Wally dies or is possibly absorbed into the Speed Force.
I saw that guy there last week.
Yeah. How's he doing?
Good dude.
Oh, okay, good. So he's not
He's trying to make out with me. It was really weird.
right. So this season, it's called Outsiders, and we can tell from characters that we've seen in the trailer, like Black Lightning. We've seen Geoforce, who's the Prince of Markovia. We've seen Katana, that we're going to be building a little bit that outsider team that Batman had in the comics. But yeah, I mean,
We got Lex Luthor in there.
the new gods are in there. We saw Orion, and season
Superboy.
2 ended off with Darkseid, so we know that they play a role in there. Like the crew's back, Aqualad, Superboy. I'm excited. This show's been gone for a long time, and it was like a fan favorite.
You were a fan?
Yeah, I mean, it actually like treated some stories with like a level of maturity. Like, it's a cartoon, and there's some melodrama in it, but it like actually like it had some like heavy hitting stories. Like, some people don't make it, and like stuff like that. Like, it's like a good, well written show. It's maybe one of the best DC shows, better than Arrow or stuff like that. So it's exciting to have another season of it.
Now we're going to move on to the Titans trailer. It's officially been released.
So this is the live action, basically, version of something like Young Justice or Teen Titans. We've been waiting on this. This is like going to be the flagship show of that sort of DC Universe, like streaming.
And
service.
who's starring in this?
So character wise, it's Robin, Beast Boy, Raven, and Starfire.
Yeah, no, I mean the people.
Yeah, you just wanted to know.
Oh.
You just wanted to say his name.
Who?
Oh, well, one of them won't wear hand-me-downs.
Brenton Thwaites.
That look was worth it.
Nice. I like that guy. He's not about hand-me-downs.
This has been getting a lot of press. People have been talking about this.
Positive or negative?
Well,
Good.
let's watch.
Fuck Batman, apparently.
That's what everybody's been saying.
That thing's been causing a lot of stir. Okay, but first of all, just very general. Interested or no?
I think there's a lot of fire on that one, and I'm worried that it's not going to live up to it.
So you're actually kind of pumped. You just don't think the show will live up to what the trailer
is going to live
had
up
there.
to it.
A lot of people saw that trailer and don't like how sort of violent and grim it is.
Why not?
Because that's not really what the Teen Titans are like.
Well, but it can be.
Oh, yeah,
but,
exactly.
But the Teen Titans were also a cartoon, no?
Yeah.
And so now they've changed to live action, so that's also different.
Well, exactly. And I think that's
so, like,
the
why
point.
not give it some space?
We've had
to
silly
breathe
Batman and we've had Nolan Batman, and yeah, we can have multiple things of the same thing.
Exactly. I'm interested. I'm stoked.
I'm definitely interested. I think the costumes look good, the ones that we can actually see. You see Hawk and Dove in there very briefly.
Yeah.
Their costumes look pretty
Robin's costume's good.
The girl with the Tim Burton eyes.
Robin's costume is a lot
Raven,
better
yeah.
than what I thought initially. So
cool. Yeah. Beast Boy looks cool. We didn't see a transformation,
yeah.
but the look is good.
it's okay. It's a little neon-y for me, but
Yeah, a little nuclear.
yeah.
Starfire looks great.
Yeah.
I
I like that character.
I'm excited for this show. Again, it's on this service that it isn't available in Canada. But
Yeah, it's not like you can't find ways to get the
I
episodes.
want to support. I want to actually pay for the.
So should we now talk about the drop-down point where it says Jason Todd and Donna Troy confirmed for Titans,
Sure.
Superboy, and Lex Luthor teased?
Yeah, so I mean, we've seen a bunch of characters in there. We know that there's an episode called Jason Todd, so Jason gets introduced in this show.
Jason Todd.
This show is also going to basically pilot Doom Patrol. The Doom Patrol show up in an episode, and then they're getting their own live-action series. As for Donna Troy, that's aka Wonder Girl, aka Troya. She's going to make an appearance in the show, be introduced. And same with Superboy and Lex Luthor. So you know it's going to be the version of Superboy that is like a clone where he's half Lex Luthor and half Superman.
Which is very interesting.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how far this show goes into the lore or whatever.
Yeah.
It looks like they're not holding back or like shying away from any particular corner of DC.
No.
You know, like some shows are like, you can't use these characters, blah, blah, blah. I'm sure they have maybe some of that, but it doesn't appear that way. Like they look like they're reaching into different realms and stuff like that. So that's exciting.
So now we're getting to a point.
It's the big show.
It's two heavy hitters, guys.
This is what I've been waiting for.
Colin already watched these.
And I haven't.
I've already watched
I
these.
did.
I've been waiting.
Surprise for Rich.
For a moment like this?
Yeah.
Or all my life?
moment like this. Some people wait a lifetime
for a trailer like that. So what's the first one up?
Well, I think we should flip a coin on which one we do first.
I don't.
Okay, fine.
No, I know. I ended on the one I ended on for a reason.
All right, it's Shazam.
Let's do it.
It's Shazam. Fuck.
Oh man, I am so.
Oh, hey, sup? I'm a superhero. That line is
it
should just be the tagline for that movie.
It is
Oh,
a
hey,
movie
sup?
that's got like a sense of humor, clearly,
Oh,
which is good.
really?
Well, I mean, I don't think Shazam works super dark.
No. It feels like a Marvel movie. Am I wrong?
Well, I kind of hope not. Marvel movies are like jokes for joke's sake, to me.
Yeah.
That actually felt sincerely funny.
It just seems funny, yeah. Which is different.
Like, I mean, I knew he would be perfect for that character.
You were on board as soon as that casting was.
Well, because it's like Chuck, but like as a superhero. Like it's the same concept. It's a guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
He's like an affable nitwit, but with superpowers.
Yeah, with more ability than he knows what to do with. It's Chuck already, so I knew he would do well as that character.
And that oh shit, I'm bulletproof.
Yeah,
is a total Chuck thing.
Yeah,
he is a child who becomes an adult superhero. What I'm hoping to see as we get
Chuck was an adult man child who also becomes like crazy powerful.
What do you think I'm arguing? You don't know because I haven't finished my fucking thought.
Oh, okay, keep thinking.
So what I'm hoping to see as we get like future trailers and things like that is that he also gets the wisdom of Solomon. That's like one of Shazam's powers. So we've seen like the fun, like the wonder, like, oh shit, like what are my powers? What I'm hoping to see also is that he's not just a kid in an adult's body. He does change.
Now in
there
this
is someone
one or a sequel?
Well, no, in this one, that's one of the powers. It will feel like they missed a trick if he doesn't also gain something when he becomes Shazam, like on the
he'll have to
in terms of his thinking or stuff like that. Like I don't obviously the fun is playing a kid as an adult superhero, but I hope that's not all he is in that movie.
They'll play that up in the back nine of this movie, though.
I would hope so. Yeah. We see Mark Strong as Dr. Savannah. Very briefly.
This is the first time that I've seen DC do funny and do it well.
Well, we haven't seen it yet. Let's
okay, but I mean,
we've all seen trailers that are hilarious, and you go see the movie, and you're like, "Oh wow, I saw all the jokes in the trailer."
Yeah, I mean that's totally true. This could be it, but like,
I am optimistic.
It reminds me of Spider-Man a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are some. I'll say maybe slightly close-minded Shazam / Captain Marvel fans out there who won't call him Shazam and who really hate anything that isn't basically the Captain Marvel stuff from the 40s. And like, fair enough if that's your taste.
Yeah,
but
I think very new 52,
but I think there is something interesting to be explored in that New 52 idea that he does stay kind of a child in an adult body. I just don't want him to only be a child. I want the wisdom of Solomon in there that he. And then, he's gaining perspective. He's growing up maybe faster than, because he's encountering the world with that sort of power and perspective. So
I hope, does that go into the child as well? Like, does the child suddenly start acting different?
I think he'd retain memories and things like that. Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Last, but never least.
Certainly not.
I think you should. You should.
Right. The trailer for
Aquaman.
You mother.
All right.
I'll kill you. You're hurting me.
I gotta say 3 things.
Okay.
The first time I saw that, I didn't realize that Jim Carrey's The Mask was in there.
What?
Green face dude.
The Fisherman King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like Jim Carrey's The Mask. The second thing was shit, I forgot it.
Okay.
And the third thing is Seth Rogen should play Aquaman in the Lego movie.
Yeah, you could totally, yeah.
A little bit gruffer voice,
Right.
but
No, no,
also
no.
kind of like shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Richard, that's your first time seeing that trailer.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
it was. Wow, that seems like a lot of fun.
Right?
Like, it's a very different Aquaman than we've seen so far.
Well, because we've kind of barely.
Yeah, but I mean, of what we have seen of him so far, this is a very different version of him. He's still got that sort of like sarcastic-y kind of fun version of him, but I find that like you're getting a lot more earnest of a version of him, which is really interesting.
Yeah, maybe some walls being torn down a little bit. Maybe he has to be a little bit honest with himself. Which makes sense for the story if it's about him having to like take the throne.
I love the opening there. I was like, my father was a lightman or a lighthouse keeper. My mother was like
A queen.
Yeah.
It's better than my father was a queen and my mother was a lighthouse keeper.
Well, maybe not.
I want to know what you think, though, Doc.
I'm very excited.
How many times have you watched?
Oh my, incalculable.
And how do you not know that I was talking about Jim Carrey's The Mask?
Because no one knew what you were talking about.
Because nothing in there looks like that, other than it being the color green.
It
doesn't. But
No,
there's lots of stuff in there. We see Black Manta.
Like clacking away. I was like, he's doing it.
No.
Black Manta looks badass. That suit looks amazing.
I was worried, but it actually looks really
Looks
great.
so cool. Orm looks awesome. We
Yep.
only get really like a couple of quick shots of him, but he looks great. I think Patrick Wilson's going to do a great job. We see the trench, those like anglerfish looking creatures. We see the Fisherman King. We see some characters from the brine, like those sort of crustacean people.
Yep.
We see Atlantis for the first time, which looks amazing. Like, I love how colorful it is. A character who's technically in the trailer, but you barely see him, is Vulko, which is Willem Dafoe's character. He's kind of like Aquaman's mentor. I expect if it's like the stories from the comics, he'll have a pretty big role to play in this movie, but they're kind of...
Is he kind of like Aquaman's Alfred?
No. Little less passive than Alfred. He's more of like a mentor, a trainer. He's more like Mickey in Rocky or something like that.
Or like Alfred in Gotham.
Even that Alfred's maybe a little more passive than Vulko
pretty
is.
pushy.
Well, but he's pushing the other way. He doesn't want Bruce to be doing things, right?
But he does teach him to fight.
I'm super stoked for this. Yeah.
I'm very, very excited. I mean, everyone was... they waited a long time to put anything out. Like we had Justice League footage like a year and a bit out.
Yeah.
We know how that went. People, I think, were like the movie comes out in December. Like, are we going to get a trailer at some point for Aquaman? But I think it's smart to... James Wan has said, basically, I don't want to put out footage for the sake of putting it out. I want to show you something when I'm ready to show it to you, when it's going to look good, when I can give you the trailer I want to give you. Blah, 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 blah.
He releases the trailer on the premiere night as a trailer.
That would be hilarious.
This is what you're about to see.
Here's the trailer, and here's the movie. I'm extremely, extremely excited. There's lots of cool stuff in there. I mean, probably too much to go into, but what I will say is that what's not in that trailer is that they showed an extended thing also at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
That apparently showed Arthur in the comic book suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And showed more Black Manta, showed more of Atlantis.
That's dope.
There's a lot more going on there. So very, very excited.
Well, I'm so excited for this. I think this has been this has been the SDCC like of DC. Marvel was not present, so we really got. This was, I think,
what's
DC.
going on with those guys?
Honestly, they just don't really have a lot to show right now. I think
because they're waiting for Avengers 4 to be done. I think they
can't really show anything past Avengers 4 right now because so much is affected by Avengers 4.
I think that's part of it. Yeah.
And the fact that like
That's what happens
now.
when you put all your eggs in one
I
basket.
think they're also saving everything for Disney's convention too, as well.
That might be it too. Yeah.
But so for me, I think that like DC really owned this, and it's nice to finally see them on top.
And here's the smart thing they did. They didn't try to announce the next 10 years of movies.
No,
They didn't talk about, like, they showed a little bit of early footage of Wonder Woman 1984, but really it was just about those three.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, Shazam, Aquaman, the three movies that we know are coming. We know other stuff is being worked on, like The Flash or The Batman or Green Lantern Corps, but really they just kept the focus on the stuff that's
right about to come. Yeah.
And we're not worried about what's coming late. I think that's smart.
They handled it really, really well.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked for this, and I hope you guys are.
And
too.
there's other stuff we didn't even get to, but there's like a new Shazam comic book coming. There hasn't been a Shazam comic at all since the mid 2000s, maybe.
Wow.
So Jeff Johns is writing that. That's coming.
God, Jeff Johns is going to get real busy.
Right. Yeah.
He seems like he's taking on a whole lot right now.
Yeah. I think that's kind of where he thrives, though.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you watched along with us. So.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I think that's it.
Yep. In the words of somebody smarter than me, some kind of sign off.
Adios.
Doot 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 doot.
All the superheroes, they always fight for what is right. Live with danger and adventure.